play like all this wild music. We get a whole audience together, and it was an amazing little festival every afternoon into the evening at one of these locations. And then one day we're in Harvard Square, and a group comes up and sets up next to us, and they have a tent, and it says, "Take the Pepsi Challenge." And it turns out what they were doing was hiring college students to open jugs of Coke and let them go flat the night before, and then you would get in line and you get blindfolded and you test to see which soda was Coke and which was Pepsi. And so this was heavily advertised in the newspaper and radio and everything. And it turned out around that same time we happened to move this a printing company called the New England Free Press. And they had all these brochures that were overprints that their customers couldn't buy. And so they donated them to us, and one of them was a brochure about how Coca-Cola was hiring death squads to kill labor organizers in Guatemala. And the dentist at that time had just retired, and he came to us with like all these little cups that he didn't need anymore, and it turned out to look just like the cups the Pepsi Challenge was using. So we decided to take some of the tofu we were getting donated and some the fruit that we had, and we started making these tofu smoothies. And so when everybody lined up, we would go, we had our little sign that said, "Take the Tofu Smoothie Challenge. More nutrition in this one cup of tofu smoothie than all the Pepsi products on earth." And then we'd hand you a brochure about how Coke was hiring death squads, and the people were like, "Whoa, that doesn't sound like the Pepsi Challenge we saw on TV." And after a few weeks, the Pepsi Challenge people got upset. They called the police on us. The police come down and they say, "I don't know what you guys are complaining about. These Food Not Bombs has a refrigerator in the basement of City Hall. The city council's organized, has co-sponsored 3 marches with Food Not Bombs for nuclear disarmament. I don't think that you're going to get popular support to drive Food Not Bombs off this corner, so you just should move to another location." So after a few weeks, unfortunately, they moved, and it didn't make as much sense to do the tofu challenge anymore, tofu smoothie challenge. But we did other street theater and stuff like that, and we also took food down to protest in Washington, D.C., to the Pentagon and the Capitol, and to New York City, and it was like amazing. This is the kind of stuff we did for the first 8 years. And then in 1988, I moved to San Francisco and decided to start a second chapter there. And this time we decided to take notes on how we started the chapter. And we got a grant from this organization called American Peace Test to buy cooking equipment and miso soup and stuff like that to bring out to the Nevada test site for a 10-day protest to stop underground nuclear testing.